Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. This is it. Oh, this is it, viewers. Paul and I are actually on board a plane right now, bound for Blighty, ready for next Wednesday's big England-Italy match.
Yes, I'm doing today's show on board.
Now that's what I call Sky Television, Paul. Naturally, though, as such, viewers, there will be an encryption on today's programme and a subscription fee of £10 if you want to keep watching.
15, James, 15.
15, yes, but £10 if you ring through before Ken finishes his menu. Don't worry, though, viewers, it's all live and exclusive.
Is this guy? Where's that bloke with the heavy arms?
Not now, Paul. Ken?
Coming up in today's special Gazzetta, we catch up with the high-flying Juventus as they aim to land their second trophy of the season, the European Super Cup. A footballer's coming home. Paul Ince looks forward to Wednesday, Wembley and a crucial World Cup qualifier. We also check in at the Romeo Menti Stadium as Vicenza and Bologna make the first leg of a trip both hope will end with a place in the Italian Cup final. James has all the week's news from the Italian press. And from inside the Italian training camp as the Azzurri prepare for next week's crucial clash with England and, of course, Paul Ince.
Thank you, Ken. Well, here we are, still on the air and indeed in the air, which is just as well a Paul. Now, quick chat with you. Everybody wants to know, of course, what's this story about your leg? How is your thigh? Is it injured?
Yes, it is injured, James.
Yeah. You missed Sunday's game with Inter, of course. Are you going to be in Down? Big match on Wednesday?
No, I hope not. Anyway, you know what I mean. They're selected. I want to be available to play anyway. Selected.
Right.
But,
what actually happened? How did you injure it?
no, I got suspended for about 3 weeks, as you know.
Right.
And I spent the next 3 weeks doing a lot of training, weights and running over hurdles and things like that. Maybe I've done a bit too much, you know. And I played on the was it the Sunday, I think, against Udinese in the first game back. Felt okay. The Wednesday I played against Napoli, and after I felt a little bit tired, you know.
Right. Is this going to be long as an explanation or not?
No, it's not going to be long.
Okay.
I will make it as short as possible. But you asked what you want to say, so
I
I'm going
do
to
want
tell
to,
you.
yeah.
And then I didn't train Thursday, didn't train Friday, tried to train Saturday, and one of my 60
Going to be touching down soon, I think.
Can I finish or what?
Go on.
Hit one of my 60-yard balls,
Yeah.
and it just went, and that was it.
Well, it just went, what, the thigh muscle?
Yeah, the thigh muscle.
So what did the Inter doctors say to you?
He said if I played against Perugia and it ripped, then I could be out for a month.
Right. But as it is?
As it is, he says I have 3 days off, and see the Dr. Crane when I got beat up with England lads.
But you're probably, I mean, there isn't really much doubt that you'll be fit for Wednesday.
No, hopefully I'll be fit. I hope to be fit.
Excellent. We'll be hearing more from Paul about next Wednesday's big match very shortly indeed in part 2 of today's programme. Right now, though, it's time to find out what happened in the big match from last Wednesday, which was, of course, the European Super Cup second leg between Paris Saint-Germain and Juventus. Now, as you probably recall, Juve actually won the outward leg of this in Paris 6-1. For their home match, they decided to play at the other end of the country, strangely enough, in Palermo. Let's find out how the game went with Gary Bloom.
It's a home from home for Juventus. 35,000 fans have paid record receipts for this stadium of £500,000 to see the country's favourite club, Juventus, play Paris Saint-Germain. Juventus are virtually at full strength tonight. There are 2 notable absentees in Didier Deschamps and Alan Boksic. The Frenchman suspended, so his place goes to Alessio Tecchinotti, while at front Michele Padovano again partners Del Piero in the absence of Boksic. There are 3 changes to the Paris Saint-Germain side, thrashed 6-1 in the first leg. Kennedy, Leonardo and Coe replace the injured Nagotti, Leroy, who's amongst the substitutes, and Fournier, who's suspended following his dismissal at the Parc des Princes. Juve's 6-1 win in the first leg was the biggest ever away victory in the European Super Cup, and Paris Saint-Germain's heaviest home defeat ever in European competition. How will Paris Saint-Germain figure here in Palermo? They have possession right at the start of the game. Paris Saint-Germain have failed to beat Juventus in 7 attempts. Marcello Lippi's side plan an easy visit to the island of Sicily. Montero. And it's Del Piero caught offside. Del Piero in great form at the moment, but hasn't scored for Juve since December. Kennedy. 7 here is Leonardo, the Brazilian. Rather slack play by Paris Saint-Germain, gifts this throw in to Juventus. Torricelli will take it. Jugovic. Oh, cleverly done. Right under the nose of the Brazilian Rai. And here's an opening for Padovano. That was wonderful skill by Jugovic. Rai was left in his wake. He helped the ball forward to Padovano. Corner then to Juve. Tacchinardi. Torricelli. This is Di Livio. It's all Juve at the moment. Rai. Guerin. Deli Valdez. Leonardo trying to win possession. It's put clear by Kennedy. Loco trying to win that head up. All the way through to Angelo Peruzzi. There's the Paris Saint-Germain bench. Di Livio. Appeared to be a kick there by the Juventus player. This is Kennedy under pressure from Zidane. And once again, Paris Saint-Germain give possession back to Juventus. Torricelli. And that's a foul by Kennedy on Alessandro Del Piero. Del Piero did find the target here twice against Northern Ireland in the recent international. This is Di Livio with a cross. Domi got it clear. Zidane. Padovano. I'm sure the Sicilian fans would love a Juve goal before too long. Remember, there were 6 in the first leg. That's Padovano. Tacchinardi. Del Piero. And it was fouled by Kennedy right on the edge of the box. Zidane. Oh, Padovano waiting to take this one. Del Piero behind them. There's Zidane. Good stop by Bernard Lama, who conceded 6 goals in the first leg. And one Frenchman denies another here. Rai. Now by Zidane. Captain of Paris Saint-Germain to take the free kick. Guerin. He's trying to bring some width to this Paris Saint-Germain attack. Kennedy, former Benfica player. Coe. Tacchinardi. Di Livio. Giro Ferrara's given it away. This is Rai. Oh, that's a lovely back heel. Loco! Fine save by Peruzzi. Oh, what a great back heel by Rai here to pick out Patrice Loco. And a fine save by Italy's number 1. Tacchinardi. Di Livio with Torricelli in support. Del Piero, lovely control, and a lovely goal by Del Piero. It's turning out to be his favourite ground. Scored for Italy against Northern Ireland here, and now the opening goal for Juventus. I'm not sure what was more impressive, the control or the finish. So can Paris Saint-Germain draw level before half-time? Rai. This is Loco. Leonardo! He beat Peruzzi, unable to find the target. Well, that's a bit of a let-off by Juventus. Now Coe is appealing for a foul. Leonardo has regularly found the goals for Paris Saint-Germain in the French league this season. He wasn't too far away from a goal here to draw Paris Saint-Germain level. Leonardo. It's away from Zidane. This is Deli Valdez, who appeals for a penalty, and the referee's given one. I'm not sure how much contact there was between Angelo Peruzzi and Deli Valdez. Former Cagliari striker, of course. And Rai, who scored a penalty in the first leg, has a chance to repeat that in the second. And Paris Saint-Germain level on the night at 1-1. That goal comes after 64 minutes of the match. It was a harsh decision in the first leg which gave Paris Saint-Germain a penalty. And maybe a harsh one in this leg too. Well, the goal doesn't seem to unduly worry Marcello Lippi. Del Piero did well to get the ball away, and he was being fouled. So free kick to Juventus. Del Piero! In the end, Bernard Lama gets the right way. He doesn't want to concede many more goals, especially from this chap here. It was terrific spin on that free kick. 1-1 on the night. 7-2 on aggregate. Oh, Del Piero might get there. Oh, that's a sensational goal. Le Guen's back pass to his goalkeeper Lama, intercepted by Alessandro Del Piero. And when Lama just pushed it up into the air, this pinpoint header by Del Piero found the target. And if goals were awarded for cheek, that one would be worth 3 or 4. Leonardo. Carini. Di Livio. Di Livio once again. Made by Kennedy. Lombardo now for Juventus. Still Lombardo. Oh, he wasn't too far away. Signor Bettiger certainly enjoyed that. Lombardo's only goal this season came against Paris Saint-Germain in the first leg. And he was close to repeating that feat just here. Kennedy, and he gives the ball away to Lombardo. This is Bersalto. And Ciro Ferrara gets it back to Peruzzi. 2 players will feature, no doubt, next week against England. Porrini. Juventus are going to win this match with some to spare. Vieri. Oh, a good save by Bernard Lama. Needed 2 attempts to grasp the ball, but Christian Vieri, who rarely gets a chance to start a match for Juventus, showing what he can do in the last few seconds of this game. Vieri, who could be on his way to Real Madrid to link up with Fabio Capello, and this won't have done his cause any harm whatsoever. Corner to Juventus. Garina, the player who gave Juventus the corner kick in stoppage time at the end of the game. Vieri! It's 3-1. And that puts the final gloss on another very, very competent display by Juventus. It's his 4th goal of the season. And look at the accuracy of his header here. And if he is in the shot window, that goal says, come and buy me. Rai. Kennedy. Alou. Deli Valdez. And even at this late stage of the game, Juventus won't allow Paris Saint-Germain a shot on goal. Alou once again. Perini gets it clear. And the referee puts an end to Paris Saint-Germain's torment. You can only have to describe it as that. To have to come here to Palermo, 6-1 down from the first leg. Can't have been easy. The Sicilians have given Juventus a rousing welcome. Juventus have responded with a 3-1 victory. They win 9-2 on aggregate. And another glittering prize for Marcello Lippi. Then at Johansson, the president of UEFA, hands over the medal to Angelo Peruzzi. And Juventus have won the European Super Cup. They secure their second trophy of the season tonight, having won the World Club Championship back in November.
So Juve comfortably secure yet another major honour. After the break, we'll be focusing on the one trophy Juve can't win this season, the Coppa Italia, and enjoy more in-flight entertainment with James and Paul as England's Serie A star looks forward to Wednesday's big match.
What are you doing, Paul?
I was looking at something for the winner, James.
Really? What is it?
Small round transparent thing that you can look through, but that's not important right now.
Right, okay. Are we over San Marino?
James, I'll never be over San Marino.
Yeah, I think that's enough airplane jokes altogether.
That's enough airplane jokes.
Very well. Jolly good. Well, I'll be back with Mr. Ince very shortly indeed when we'll be hearing his predictions and previews of that big England-Italy match which is coming up on Wednesday. First of all, though, some Coppa Italia action for us, a game that was due to have been played last week that was postponed due to fog. Anyway, here it is, Vicenza against Bologna, the first leg of their Coppa Italia semi-final, and commentary from Gary Bloom.
Maini, just about got clear by the Bologna defence. Marocchi. Foul by Cardoni, free kick to Vicenza. Cardoni claims his innocence. Doesn't wash with the referee, Luigi Pairetto. Now, what can Vicenza do here? Antonioli waiting expectantly on his goal line. Amarini, oh! Vicenza desperately unlucky. Bologna happy to get the ball away. And Amarini, who's never scored in senior football almost alters that statistic. Anderson. Oh, there's an opening here for Bologna. Nervo almost scores, and both teams now have hit the frame of the goal. Nervo with a terrific shot on goal. There's Nervo, who's scored 4 times this season. In for the injured Davide Fontelan. Almost beat Brivio. Paramati. Neat layoff there by Kolivanov. Anderson. Good save by Brivio. There's Renzo Olivieri, the coach of Bologna. Bologna just pressing for the opening goal. This is Paramati. Anderson. Kolivanov. Given away rather carelessly by the Vicenza defence. Paramati once again. Anderson. Magoni! Good attempt on goal by Magoni. He hit it full on the volley. His 2 goals this season have both come in the Italian Cup, and they've both been beauties. This was almost another. Here can Vicenza once again. Scapolo. Otero. Oh, it's a teasing ball. Beghetto. Away by Marocchi. Amarini. Well, he's had enough chances now. It wasn't a brilliant header away here by Marocchi. Player of great experience. It's set up nicely for Amarini. Appeared to be a push there on Kenneth Anderson. Sartor, the guilty party. Sartor has moved across from right back to cover the suspended Belotti. Magoni standing over the ball. Kolivanov. Oh, the goalkeeper spilled it, Anderson. Brivio had to make a very good save then. Lopez eventually hooking the ball to safety. The Russian hasn't scored for 2 months. And this is almost a gift for Kenneth Anderson. Amarini. Otero. Paramati claims he won the ball fairly. Good ticking off from the referee. Great skill here by Otero. Ghetto to take this free kick. Mojito will be the target man. It's really crowded in there, and it's got in! And I think it is Mojita. His 6th goal of the season. He really is a player in form. 3 goals now in his last 4 games. Vicenza 1, Bologna 0. This goal comes in stoppage time at the end of the first half. Lopez. Mojita, Otero. Cardone gets it clear. Straight to Otero though. Maini! Oh, what a save! Antonioli with an outstanding stop to deny Maini. He really got hold of that attempt on goal. It might just have been heading for the upright. Antonioli didn't know that though. Marocchi helps it forward. Anderson heads it on, looking for Kolivanov. Kenneth Anderson doing well to hold the ball up. And he was being fouled by Sartor once again. Anderson had a rough ride the last time Vicenza played Bologna. This is Paramati. Nardoni prominently forward. Anderson! Ooh, good save once again by Brivio. Kenneth Anderson, the tallest player inside the penalty area. Nervo. Now to bring the ball an awful long way. Sartor! Just for a moment there was panic in the Vicenza defence, as the possibility of an own goal loomed. So can Bologna pull back? Which is Kolivanov to take the corner. Once again, Kenneth Anderson is the intended target. Well, they haven't got it clear. Mangone, oh, it came off Majita, and they're appealing for handball. And Renzo Olivieri is absolutely furious that the referee hasn't given a penalty. Majita definitely appeared to handle this one. Anderson calling for the ball. Once again repelled by the defence. That's Brambilla. Good save by the goalkeeper. Renzo Olivieri still arguing about the penalty that never was. Meanwhile, Bologna almost force an equaliser from this speculative attempt on goal by Brambilla. It remains 1-0 to Vicenza.
So Vicenza right on course for a crack at the first major honour in the club's history. Meanwhile, in the other semi, there's little to choose between Napoli and Inter. We'll have highlights of both those decisive second leg games later this month. Time now, though, to concentrate on the greatest prize in the game and the biggest game of the week with Paul and James.
So that's the Coppa Italia then. Now, of course, Paul, you're involved in the Coppa Italia semi-finals as well. Inter 10 days ago had their match against Napoli. This, like pretty much all the other matches you've had of late, a bit of a disappointment you had a 1-1 draw at home.
Yeah, at the moment we don't seem to be getting the right results. You know, we're making enough chances, but seems not to be scoring. You know?
Right.
And the Napoli game, we played well second half, but 1-1 was still very disappointing, and we need to do better. To be honest.
But in the league as well, it's a very dark moment for Inter.
Yeah, especially at home. You know, we've lost to Bologna,
Drew with Udinese,
drew with Calgary. Games that we should have won. It was 3-1 up against Sampdoria, lost 4-3.
Yeah.
You know, these games we've got to win if we want to win a championship.
Absolutely. So you're going back to England with your tail between your legs a bit. But obviously it's England that we want to talk about right now with this big game coming up on Wednesday evening. Now, you're, of course, the man who probably knows more about the Italians than anyone else inside the England camp. You're the inside man, if I may.
That's good, Chance.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, as I say, I've been here for a year and a half now, nearly 2 years now. So,
right. Sometimes you play as well with them, don't you?
Yeah, sometimes I play now and then, like, you know.
Yeah.
But no, obviously I know all the players that I'll be playing against because I played against them.
Right.
You know.
They're very fast. They're very deadly. How confident are you about England's chances?
Oh, we got to be confident. I think we've got just as good as players as they have.
Yeah.
You know, we've got Shearer, Lesford, Ian Wright, you know, Beckham, people like that. You know, and I think we're good. I think the thing about the Italians is that I believe they come and just, you know, try and hang on for a draw or something like that, you know.
Right.
And then try and kick us on a counter-attack. You know, maybe they won't, maybe I might be wrong. But looking at the players they've got, you know, Albertini, Di Matteo, they're not players who are going to be bombing forward, you know. They're players who probably sit in midfield and just try and keep the game nice and easy, you know.
Well, they have got pacey wingers. They've got Delivio and Benarivo should be back into the side.
Even Delivio's not really a winger, is he? He's more like a work side right
time. Right up the field.
Yeah, but he's not really a winger. He's like looking to beat players and get crosses.
Benarivo?
Is that the lad from Parma, is it?
That's correct.
He's an attacking player. He's an attacking player, but he's an attacking defender rather than attacking.
That's true.
Midfielder player.
Now listen, it's interesting you should mention the wingers. Mobile wingers are doing a bit of strange noises. Anyway, no, it's interesting you should mention the wingers because one thing the Italians are so scared about England is, of course, McManaman and Beckham, who they see as being very dangerous.
Yeah, Beckham's not really a winger.
Ah.
He's more a midfield player, you know.
Right.
But he can play. He's played for England in that position a couple of times.
Right.
I think McManaman is a fantastic player, and they've got every right to be scared about him.
Right.
You know, he likes to play in that free role. You know,
Right.
not necessarily as a winger, but he does like to get the space out there.
And he beats men as well.
He beats me
in his
for fun.
spare time.
He's beating me for fun, but he's got his those skinny legs he's got. He's got his little skinny sparrow legs.
Right.
And somehow he seems to get past players with him, you know what I mean?
I'm sure he'll take that as a compliment.
He will, because like, you know, he's a good lad. But
Yeah.
no, and he's fantastic. If he plays, he'd be a danger for him, because I've seen a lot of things in the paper, in the Italian papers, saying they're scared about McManaman and Shearer.
Right.
So it's nice to know that Italians, you know, are scared of collected players from England, which
Right.
is not often you hear about that, is it?
Absolutely. We're not on the pitch anyway.
No, definitely not.
Listen, after the game against Northern Ireland, when a lot of the English press came over, and Glenn Hoddle was obviously over watching that game down in Palermo, there seemed to be a feeling that, the Italians, for all their big names, you know, they're not really so special. And the predictions in the papers, as far as I could tell, the next day in England were very much, you know, that's it, we've got this problem linked. Do you think that the win is so easy then for
No,
England?
definitely not. You're right what you say. I've heard other people saying, we're definitely going to beat the Italians. It's not that easy. It's not the fact that people are not saying how good the Italians are no more. It's the fact that we've come on since the European Championships.
Right.
And now people talk that we are full speed reckoned with.
Sure,
You know,
but then every time an English team meets an Italian one, Viz, Manchester United and Juventus this year in the Champions Cup, there seems to be a bit of a chasm still.
Yeah, that's teams. I think countries it's a different kind of thing. You know
Right.
what I mean? And that's say England have come on a lot since the European Championships.
Right.
Now and again, we're showing that we're coming even more.
Right.
So, as I say, because of that, people are saying, we're going to beat Italians, we're going to beat Italians. But I guarantee you this is going to be one hell of a game.
How much does it matter to you personally, beating the Italians?
To beat them matters a lot. to beat them anyway, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because when I put an England shirt, you know, I want to win anyway. But to beat the Italians and then come back home, we'll come back to Italy on the Thursday.
Right.
To see all my lads and all the fans, you know, walk through with my head up high, you know what I mean? It's very important, it's nice, you know what I mean? Because if I don't, I'll be getting stick for the rest of the season. So
Absolutely.
that's it'd be important for us not to lose to the Italians, you know?
Yeah. What do you think the key is to beating Italy?
I don't think there's a key, but I just think if we just got a peak in our day. If we can play, I don't think. Well, I'm not sure whether we're going to reach the peak that we did when we beat Holland 4-1.
Yeah.
But if we can play something to that kind of capacity, then we've got a chance. You know.
Right.
I think you've got to stop people like Zola. You know, at the moment he's doing fantastic in the Premiership, so I've seen on TV. And but I think we're full of confidence. We're not worried about them. You know, even though we know that it's going to be a hard game, we're not concerned about them. You know,
Right.
we're concerned if we do well, we play to out the way we should play, then we've got as good as chances.
Right.
Anyway.
Who else apart from Zola? I think Ravanelli's going to be a bit of a target, isn't he?
I don't think he'll play, to be honest.
No?
Nah.
I think he may come on. It should be Zola and Casaraghi maybe to start off.
Well, if he comes on, that's good because we'll be winning 2-1 or something like that, or winning, so they need the goals. But no, I think Casaraghi is strong. You know, technically he's really fantastic. He hits at anything, shoots at anything.
Right.
Direct for goal. And but no, I think Zola's the one that makes him tick. Zola, Albertini, for me, is a very good man. Controls everything, goes deep, gets the ball, waits for it to happen. Di Matteo's playing out of his skin and all. There's a lot of them you can name. But as I said, you know, we just got to think about what we're going to do rather than what they're going to do.
Right. What about the coach, though? I mean, the fact that Saki's gone and this rather more traditional man, Cesare Maldini's come in, do you think that's a better thing for England? A lot of people in Italy are happier about Italy's chances now that Maldini's there.
I could sense that there wasn't the belief in the Italian football anymore.
No.
Since when Saki was in charge. I could sense that everyone was moaning about Italian football, the national team's not doing well, this and that. And now I think that Maldini's took over, there seems to be a new life, you know, a new life about all everybody's talking about, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You know, and I think, I believe that Saki didn't do nothing wrong. I know people might not agree, but, you know, they lost in the European Championships by a missed penalty. They've played 2 games in the World Cup qualifiers, won 2 games, or 3 games, I don't know how many each. So he hasn't done that bad. I think it's the fact that, you know, obviously maybe pressure got to him and decided to go.
Yeah.
But in Maldini, they've got someone who's done well for the under-21s.
Very well.
And no, I believe he's a good coach. And the thing about it is, even though people look at the Northern Ireland result, you can't take nothing from that. You know, I don't think you can take nothing at all. The thing is that all the players in the team now want to fight for places. They want to try to cross Maldini. They'll be trying very much so against us at Wembley.
Absolutely. Well, listen, well, best of luck for the game. Hopefully we'll be back getting your reaction to how it went in next week's show, and that will certainly be interesting.
Let's hope it's a good reaction, James.
Let's hope it, well, Let's hope the best team wins. Let's hope football's the real winner, actually.
Yes, okay, James. Now let's have England win, Sod the football, let's have England win,
As you wish.
Anyway, I'd just like to give a message to Michael Dewberry from Chelsea.
Right.
A couple of weeks ago he had a bad injury. Was out for the rest of the season. And just want to tell him, keep his head up, keep going. Hopefully speedy recovery. See you soon. Come back quick.
Excellent.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you very much, Paul. Time for us now to take a very quick break, but after this short commercial interruption, join me when I'll be back on terra firma, going through the week's news and bringing you our Goal of the Month competition, prizes, and finding out what the Italian side of things is like as they head towards Wednesday's big match. All of that in a couple of minutes' time. Welcome back, everyone. Right, coming up in a packed part 3 of today's programme, we'll be meeting up with Maldini, Zola and co as the Italian team prepare for next Wednesday's big game. Plus, we'll be unveiling our January Goal of the Month competition, but we start, as ever, with our usual wander through the week's wonders, courtesy of the Sporting Press. First up this week, we ask, who's fibbing? Last Saturday on this very show, you may recall, Sampdoria coach Sven-Göran Eriksson, who last December signed for Blackburn Rovers for next season, strongly denied rumours that he's actually now about to leg it to Lazio instead. Blackburn too, naturally, have been trying to scotch these rumours, waiving their written agreement and claiming Sven can't wait to start with us. Yes, he can, claim the papers, particularly the Rome-based Corriere dello Sport, who've come up with their usual selection of headlines this week. Lazio, thus Eriksson is free. Eriksson, Lazio, I'll take care of it, in which they argue that he's decided to go to Lazio instead because, firstly, he loves Rome so much, and secondly, he has some delicate family commitments in Italy, and thirdly, because he's probably now seen Blackburn. Well, if there's any truth in this, the only way out for Eriksson would be for Blackburn to settle for another coach. One suggestion being Bobby Robson, who's currently at Barcelona, but who isn't thought likely to last in Spain. This week, indeed, insists the Corriere, with the help of Lazio, Bobby has been in touch with Blackburn and has been offered exactly the same £2.2 million a season deal that Eriksson originally signed for. Eriksson Lazio, it's the turning point, the brave little paper announced on Thursday, revealing indeed that Eriksson will be in England on Sunday afternoon on a secret mission to talk his way out of the Blackburn deal. So don't tell anyone about that, viewers. Well, anyway, all looks a bit of a long shot, but still, the Sven hassle set to continue from reckless Eriksson and poor old Blackburn. Now, anyway, we move on from Swedes with second thoughts to the wandering Juve. Juventus this week have announced, indeed, that they're ever more serious about leaving their hometown of Turin. As you're probably aware, the problem is their stadium there, the Stadio degli Alpi, which is rather unpopular with fans and costs them in rent to the council the best part of £4 million a year. Crikey! Well, Juve's contract, unfortunately, with the stadium stipulates that they can't play anywhere else in Turin until well into the next century. No problem, though, say Juve. We'll just move out of town until the council rescind that contract and allow us to build our own stadium. And indeed, plans for them to start ground sharing with Bologna are already well advanced for next season. Indeed, eagle-eyed viewers will have spotted this week that Juve chose to play the home leg of their European Super Cup match at the other end of the country, in Palermo, Sicily, where instead of the meagre cup crowd that they usually get in Turin, they sold the stadium out twice over and even got 5,000 fans turning up to their training sessions. Juve standing firm then, the council too refusing to budge though, and thus this week Italy's Deputy Prime Minister has promised to intervene to stop the country's top club becoming the touring giants. What extraordinary business. Well, finally this morning, on to news of MPs playing with male strippers' balls. Hold on, legal department, I can explain. As you may be aware, in Italy, many professions have organised their own football teams, national football sides who play games to raise money for charity. There's the national team of pop stars, the national team of judges, even the national team of monks. Well, last weekend in Rome, we were introduced to the, wait for it, national team of male strippers. Here we see them indeed at their press launch with a young friend, 20 fine-looking strippers who, paradoxically enough, will be earning money by getting their kit on. In the meantime, anyway, they've certainly grabbed the attention in Italy with a very unusual request, calling on the Serie A side Roma to hurry up and buy Jamie Redknapp of Liverpool. Redknapp, who was recently voted Britain's sexiest man in a competition that clearly wasn't open to non-residents, was meant to be going to Roma about a month ago. That deal fell through, but now the strippers urge the club to try again. If he comes to Roma, they say, we can sign him too, and Redknapp's presence alone would be an invaluable draw for women fans at our games. Don't suppose Robbie Fowler would do, would he? Well, anyway, ladies, Redknapp or no Redknapp, if you're interested in following this latest national side and admiring their team strip and, of course, their tackles, you'll be delighted to know that their games, which are UNICEF fundraisers, will begin in April when, trained by an ex-Roma fullback, they'll be facing the national team of DJs, the national team of MPs and the national team of judges. I can see the headlines right now. Judges meet male strippers in middle of park. Much scoring. Anyway, that's probably enough stripping jokes for now, and indeed enough from the papers for this morning. Coming up shortly, I'll be meeting up with Italy's real national side, but whilst I slip into something more comfortable for that, here's Kenneth with the January goals of the month.
Coming up, January's top 5 strikes. Choose your favourite and you could win an Alitalia Italia Tour trip for 2 to a top Italian game. So, a reminder of those 5 goals. Make your choice of the best goal and call us on 0891 44 44 22. First prize is always a trip for 2 to a top Italian game. Our second prize gives you the chance to sharpen your Calcio skills on the Sony PlayStation. And 10 runners-up will win a year's subscription to our companion magazine.
Best of luck with our competition then. Right now, moving on, it's time for us finally to get the Italian perspective on next week's big game. And thus this week we've come to Coverciano, a windy old place it is too, where on Thursday the Azzurri, the boys in blue, began preparing for what is quite simply Italy's toughest qualifying match for around 15 years. Yes, it's England at Wembley, a nation Italy have faced now 17 times. Both teams have won on 6 occasions, whilst 5 times it's ended in a draw. Of course, the Italians can take heart that they've won 3 of the last 4 meetings. However, they've only ever won once at Wembley, and that's 24 years ago now, courtesy of one Fabio Capello. Well, as Italy's new coach Cesare Maldini points out, matches between these two sides have never been easy, and certainly this one won't be either. Crucial World Cup qualifier as it is. Both England and Italy are currently on full points in their qualifying group, and while there are still plenty of games to go, including a return match in October, the team are well aware that 3 points won or lost on Wednesday could easily be decisive. After all, only one team will be certain of going through.
E credo che una vittoria poi ti permette di giocare il ritorno contro questa squadra molto più tranquillo.
Ma senti, in Inghilterra sono sicuri che queste vittorie non le avrete?
Lo so, È giusto che sia così, loro hanno comunque una squadra che è andata meglio di noi agli europei,
Sì.
hanno un campionato che secondo me sta offrendo un buono spettacolo. Avete, perché tu sei inglese.
Già, è vero.
Sì, forse non ti ricordi. Ed è normale che giocando poi a Wembley le aspettative siano tutte per l'Inghilterra.
Specificamente, dove li vedi pericolosi gli inglesi?
Calci piazzati in assoluto, perché sono più forti al mondo secondo me, sia per struttura fisica sia per determinazione, anche per andare a far gol su. In effetti quando vedo le partite inglesi, quando c'è un'azione che la palla finisce in corner, il pubblico si esalta, perché sa che lì esiste pericolo. E poi secondo me l'Inghilterra è anche una squadra ben organizzata.
Sì.
E poi sulla corsa, soprattutto a Wembley, poche squadre possono mettere sotto l'Inghilterra.
Well, a tough fixture then for Italy is complicated further by the fact that they've only just got their new coach, Paolo's dad Cesare, of course, who took over the side after Arrigo Sacchi walked out last December. After a glittering career as both a player and more recently as coach of Italy's under-21 side, the 65-year-old Maldini has brought a more relaxed atmosphere to Coverciano, with longer lie-ins in the morning and more entertaining training. Above all, his arrival has sparked a ceasefire from Italy's critics and taken the pressure off the players. Of course, meanwhile, it's only increased the pressure on him. Arriving with so little time before Wednesday's game, he's had to stick by and large with Sacchi's side, and what changes he has made, the return to a five-man defence and the sweeper system, will arrive at Wembley largely untested, thanks to the non-game that was his only match so far, the friendly with Northern Ireland. Hardly an ideal way to approach your official debut.
Diciamo, per l'Under 21 c'era un tipo di pressione, qui ci sono 4-5 volte di più. Ma questo è normale.
E dal partito con l'Irlanda del Nord, hai scoperto qualcosa? È stato un po' meno...
Abbiamo scoperto che gli irlandesi non giocavano.
E altro?
Abbiamo scoperto che per quello che mi serviva quel tipo di partita ho visto poco, cioè pensavo che la nostra difesa sia molto di più impegnata, invece questo per l'atteggiamento della squadra irlandese non è stato.
Sì, per cui ha reso più difficile il suo lavoro prima di questa partita con l'Inghilterra.
Sì, un pochino sì.
Well, ready or not, Wembley awaits, so let's check out now Pop's Maldini squad for Big Wednesday. And in at number one in goal, of course, is the reassuringly stocky figure of Angelo Peruzzi. Ahead of him, the defence has filled up on fullbacks to counter England's fearsome wingers. There's the return of Christian Panucci, now at Real Madrid, and Antonio Benarivo, back from injury. With Benarivo in at left-back, Maldini will be moved by his dad again to a central role. Meanwhile, in the midfield, after his outstanding performance as playmaker against Northern Ireland, Demetrio Albertini will get pride of place and probably a duel with Paul Ince, in which he'll be backed up by beefy Dino Baggio and Di Matteo. Lastly, up front, the starting pair should remain Gigi Casaraghi and big Gianfranco Zola. Still no room thus for old-timers Baggio and Mancini, the one minor surprise being the return of Enrico Chiesa, a £10 million man whose pace could prove telling in the final stages of this match. So that's the squad. Their coach stresses that they'll be playing for a win, whatever the expectations may be, and certainly everyone here is hoping for a game worthy of the stadium that they call the Temple of Football.
Penso che ci siano delle motivazioni in più, degli stimoli in più per far bene, per l'allenatore soprattutto, che è cambiato da poco, e per lui è importante, per la nazionale.
Sì.
Poi per riavvicinare i tifosi che a detta di tanti si erano un po' allontanati, perciò per noi è importante far bene per l'allenatore e per i tifosi.
Si gioca una partita a Wembley che credo che sia uno degli stadi più importanti del mondo, e allora è chiaro che per un giocatore non può essere una partita normale.
Would you stick your neck out on the result of this game?
It's not easy, because it's a hard game for us, but I think we have the same possibility of them. I think metà e metà. È veramente una gara dove tutte e due hanno la stessa possibilità.
So that's the view from Coverciano then. The feeling is that this eagerly awaited midweek draw could indeed be a bit of a lottery. Anyway, the Italians will remain here until next Monday afternoon when they'll fly across to Wembley for the game, and really there's nothing else to say but may the best team win. We'll be back of course next Saturday to review how things went, commiserate with Paul Ince, and of course round up all the usual Serie A stuff that we didn't get round to in today's programme. So we hope to see you then. In the meantime, it's good news for Gugi Withers fans, as there's no live game tomorrow afternoon here on Channel 4, so it really is until next week that we say arrivederci.
And don't forget, if you're under 18, you can win a trip to a Serie A game in our Young Reporter of the Year competition. Full details on page 364 of Fortel, and as ever, on our internet website.